As a new student and an adult learner, you're going to have a lot of elements competing for your time. Many of you have a job. Many of you have families. So between your job, your family time, your education, and your personal time, there's only so many hours in a day. So you need to understand how to properly manage your time and associated stress. So they only make so much time. Dr. Dave Rambo says there are only 24 hours in a day, no more. How you choose to use those 24 hours reveals where our priorities lie. So what is time management? Okay, there are processes and tools that we develop that will help us be more productive and efficient in achieving our personal and professional goals. Some of the particular skills in time management include setting clear goals, plan our processes and resources to achieve those goals, how we prioritize activities to achieve our goals, how we schedule and identify resources, how we handle obstacles and problems, and how do we keep track of our time. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift from God. That's why it is called the present. Make the best of it. Okay, next thing we're going to do is take a look at 9 time management skills that we can develop to help us manage those precious 24 hours in a day. The first time management skill that we're going to look at is setting goals, and we're going to use the SMART acronym. So the first element of setting goals is to be specific. You have to be concrete in your goal. You cannot be abstract or vague. It has to be measurable. It also has to be achievable. If you can't achieve it, what good does it do to set a goal? It has to be realistic and time-based. So let's say that you want to set a goal of achieving a degree from Wayland Baptist University. That is a vague goal. What kind of degree? When do you want to achieve it? To what standard? So if you refined it and using the SMART analogy, you want to earn a Bachelor of Arts in Management degree in 18 months from Wayland Baptist University and graduate as an honor student. Okay? It's specific, it's measurable. Is it achievable? You have to determine that. Is it realistic? Probably. And it is time-based. Okay? So be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based when you are setting goals. The next thing we want to take a look at is prioritizing. And we are going to look at 4 elements of prioritizing. Do, delegate, delay, and delete. So when you're looking at the things that need to be done, look through your list and see what you can do. And then look through your list and see what you can delegate to others. You look through your list and see what can be delayed. Does it have to be done today? Can it be put off for a few days or possibly weeks? And then look and see what's trivial on your list. And the trivial things, delete them. And you need to do this on a regular basis. You need to look through your to-do list and determine, again, what you can do, what you can delegate, what you can delay, and what you can delete. And if you do this on a recurring basis, you'll keep your list in a manageable fashion. The next area we want to look at is organizing with plans and schedules. As a student with many, many demands on your time, you're going to have to get organized. And you're going to have to plan and schedule your time. One of the best ways to do this is with a to-do list, whether it's a daily, a weekly, a monthly list. You may find yourself putting thought to pen and paper, keeping it on your desk. As you accomplish something, you line through it or scratch it off, and as you think of something, you add to it. Today, many of you may use computers with some of the software programs that, such as Outlook, that has a calendar function, a journal function, where you can set up particular suspense dates. You may find yourself using a PDA. Even our cell phones today, most of the smartphones have some type of organizer built into them with a calendar and a to-do list. So there are plenty of tools available to help you with your planning and scheduling. I highly encourage you to set suspense dates in some type of device or on a to-do list for critical items. If you look through a course syllabus and you see that 4 weeks from now you have a research paper due, you might want to break that down into certain tasks, identifying a topic, conducting basic research, achieving a rough draft, and then a final product. And when you break it down like that, maybe within the first week you can set a suspense to select a particular topic. In week 2, set a suspense date for conducting basic research. Week 3, set a suspense for first draft. So when it comes time to submit your research paper, you're not panicking at the last minute trying to figure out what you're going to write on, having to jump through hoops to do the research, and turning in an inferior product. Okay? So if you plan accordingly, you can be successful. The next area we want to look at is concentration on the task at hand. Periodically review your goals and evaluate where you're at in relation to those goals. And everything that you do should focus on achieving the goals. If you are performing activities that do not work toward goal accomplishment, then those are wasted activities. They're irrelevant. Don't do them. Tune out the interruptions. Okay? It's a hard thing to do. Find a place that gives you some solace. The next area to look at is learn when to say no. You cannot be a yes person and be successful in juggling work life, home life, school life, and personal life. Okay? You're going to find yourself having to say no once in a while. You can't do everything, and you're never going to please everybody. If you know that you cannot accomplish a particular task or activity, say no. Don't accept it. Again, stay focused on your goals. Don't waste time. If it's not working toward goal achievement, don't do it. The next area we want to look at for time management is doing the right things right. If you're going to do something, if you're going to take the time to do something, do it right. One of the worst things you can do for time management is to do something, spend hours doing it, and then find yourself having to reaccomplish the task. So if you're going to take the time to do it right the first time. The next area we want to discuss is conquering procrastination. You're going to have to develop discipline. You need to stay focused on those goals. Again, review them periodically. And make sure you use the planning and scheduling that we talked about. When you look through a course syllabus, establish suspense dates for all those key activities, input them into some type of to-do list or organizer, and if you do that, there should be no reason for procrastination. You won't find yourself jumping through hoops at the last minute. The next area we want to look at is considering your personal prime time. Ask yourself, when are you at your mental peak? You know yourself. We're all different. Some of us are morning people, some of us are afternoon or evening or late night people. Myself, I'm an early morning person. I am at my mental peak between 7 and 9 a.m. So I try to plan my major activities and the major decision making for that particular day between 7 and 9 a.m. Each of us, again, has our own time to be at our mental peak. That's when you want to perform your toughest activities for that day. So learn when your personal prime time is and take advantage of it. The next area of time management is using your waiting time. How many hours do you waste in a given day? Getting back and forth to work. Does it take you an hour to drive to and from work? If so, how do you use that hour? Sitting and waiting in the doctor's office 45 minutes for an appointment. Do you waste the time or use the time? Standing in line for 10 minutes. You arrive to an appointment or a meeting early. If you set goals and you achieve those goals, make sure you reward yourself. So why is time management so important? Because it helps us achieve our goals in a timely, effective, and efficient manner. And when we do things effectively and efficient, we make more money. We have more time. If you don't manage your time wisely, it leads to ineffectiveness and inefficiency. And it also leads to stress. Stress is not always a bad thing. So, what stresses you to the point where you become your own worst person? Do you have any alternatives or any interventions that will help reduce your stress? Yeah, that would stress you. especially if you're out enjoying a nice leisurely stroll or a nice leisurely bike ride. This could stress you. So what is stress? Okay, it's the mind and body's response to a change or demand that requires a physical, mental, or emotional adjustment or response. Two types of stressors. Eustress, which is the good, and distress. I hope you have more eustress than distress. You need to manage your time wisely, okay? Because if you don't, it could lead to distress. You need to take a step back and look at all the things that are demanding of your time. Again, as I talked about earlier, you have work, you may have a family, you've got school, and oh yeah, you do have a personal life. And of course, over your educational career, your personal lifetime may shrink a little as the school time expands a little. Okay, strategic abandonment. What do we mean by that? Okay, you need to step back and look at all those things that are demanding of your time, and look at your goals. And the things that are demanding on your time that aren't 100% critical need to go. You determine through a plan what to abandon. Okay, we talked earlier about scheduling our activities, being organized, and planning. You also need to include some physical activity as a way to reduce the mental stress. If you need to go to the gym and work out for an hour, that's one way to reduce mental stress. Whether you go play football, go for a walk, go for a bike ride. We're all going to experience those life happens events. How you handle them will determine how much stress you bring upon yourself. Okay. But you are going to find yourself having to adjust your schedule. Adjust for differing demands on your time. And another way to be able to cope is to stay close and trust in God. Okay? Pray for guidance. So, to reduce the level of stress at school, what can you do? Again, you need to read the course syllabus. You need to make sure you have your textbook. Don't wait until the day of a class to try to purchase a textbook, because they may be sold out. You may find yourself having to wait until week 3 or 4 before you get a textbook. Establish suspense dates for all those critical activities that you see in the course syllabus. Plan ahead. Again, don't wait until the last minute. Don't procrastinate.